Big up. Welcome to United Real Therapy. Therapy Army, where are you? Last be having you. Big up to all the people already getting that comments popping off the usual. Thinking over, Super Nick, United Till I Die, Meshdi, Khalees, Alien Tenno, all of you. Big up all of you. This is an unusual show tonight. We're going to examine the 17-year ownership of the Glazers, and especially since Fergie left, how we don't operate and act like a football club. Unfortunately, I've not found a cat. I think the cat's been taken by somebody. I hope they're looking after it. But I stay positive and hopeful that Scholesy will return. Seedov's down here. He's in absolutely bits emotionally. He's just been giving him lots of hugs and lots of affection, lots of treats. But other than that, nothing to report on Scholes. As soon as I know, I promise you, I will let you all know. We'll do a show welcoming home Scholesy. I promise you. But big up. Tonight, I've got a couple of more people to join as well. Big up one of the regulars. CM, we've not had him quite a while. He's been enjoying his summer since he graduated. He's been enjoying his summer. Then football started. Man United started doing his heading. So he's here. Big up CM. And those of you who don't know, go and check out his content. He does have very interesting content. He's a streamer. He does gaming as well and other bits. So CM across all platforms. And of course, you know Tom. Tom's always about. Tom's always about. Hey, that's what we say. Better what Tom's always about, to give the rationality when I lose my head and start going crazy. So CM, welcome. How are you? How's family?
You know, everything's good. Everything's been good apart from Manchester United. Just enjoying the sunshine, the heat. That's blessing us right now, and that's about it. But when it comes to United, that's another story.
Yeah. Well, good to see you, King. Always. It's always love. Tom, how was sunny Spain? Because Manchester's cooking, bro. UK's cooking right now. UK's got Spanish weather. Saying that the football's not too much, but yeah.
Yeah, man. Listen, it is what it is, isn't it? But yeah, life's so good, family all good and everything. So good, positive vibes. Personal life, anyway.
Yeah.
But football life, I mean, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Listen, so I always say in a kick it off in it, so you say the same in it. Those of you got spouses, those of you don't have spouses, make sure you do things with your friends. When you watch a Man United game, make sure you put a self-care kit. What a self-care kit is, what am I going to do to lift my mood and my spirit?
Yep.
That's what you've got to do. I go out dancing. That's what I do. Man United ruin my life. I go and dance it off. I get all of that, and then I come on here to basically try to give the bit of the therapy. But with therapy, it always has to be honesty. No, you can never fool your therapist because you're paying for something that's not going to sustain you. So you can never lie. You have to lay bare the truth, and not little bit of the truth, not some of the truth, all of the truth. Big up United Till I Die. Yeah, it says yes, caught the Donnelly live. Let's go therapy. Yo, Therapy Army, we're here. Please subscribe to the channel. If you're not already subscribed, become part of the community. Here, we tell it as it is. We call it out as we see it. Some of us have different opinions. Nobody here is ever told to think one way. That's all we are. We firmly disagree on things, and then we sometimes we agree to disagree. And especially those people who don't agree with majority of United Real Therapy, we always try to bring them to the forefront because we don't want to be in the echo chamber. But one thing none of us can ever disagree on is the ownership of this football club. Fergie was safeguarding us when he was telling us no value in the market. That's how it is. Bro, forgive me, bro. I've been out there looking for Scholesy. So forgive me, Soldier Torah. It is what it is. I've got to go and try every night. I go and look, try to find him. But that's how it is. But apologies if I'm late. Love, light. So Man United club is at stake. I've never seen it so bad in the Premier League era. Manchester United have gone through difficult times in our history. It's all one of the reasons why we have the big global fan base is because of what happened in the Munich disaster, how we rose from the ashes 10 years later, first English team to win the European Cup. We know this. We went up down in the 70s. We came back up. And actually, a lot of people I speak to, a lot of elderly United fans, elders who are United fans, I speak to them. And they basically tell me that season was an amazing season. We had an adventure. And I posed the question last night, would you take it going down to the championship to get rid of the Glazers? I will bite your hand off. I will bite your hand off. People go, but that's a hypothetical. Listen, I don't care. That's how extreme I'm going. I, as a football fan who loves Man United, is willing to say, I'm happy to go to the championship for one season just to get rid of them. And that's where we are. But CM, we'll touch on the game a little bit. In terms of the confidence, what are we thinking? Pre-season, I think, fooled us all because I don't think any Man United fan wakes up daily or goes to bed thinking really bad of their football club. Nobody does that. Nobody does that. So, pre-season, we saw bits, but it's pre-season.
Mm-hmm.
And then the real competitive football starts and the biggest wake-up call. And this you can say with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Ralf Rangnick, and now Erik Tenhag. And the way we're playing, if you just take the managers away, forget about the manager. The way we're playing as a team, it's just broken. And that's why majority of us were screaming, parking his car, Oli Bumbaye, he's parking his car as we speak.
He's doing a Jose, man, parking that bus.
Jose's back. Would you welcome Jose back now? Would you welcome Jose back now, boys?
No, never.
Nah. chill.
Never. There's something broken in this football club. And Jose did great he said in it that coming second was one of his greatest achievements. Yeah, we have to agree with that. But I'm not having low block football back. I'm sorry. Even though it looks terrible right in the moment. But how are you, Ali Bumbaye? How are you? Have you had a good day enjoying the weather?
Yeah, it's been beautiful, man. We took a hike up to a summit today. At 8 o'clock in the morning, had a barbecue. I'm finishing it off now with this lovely podcast with the Real United Therapy Army. CM, it's been a long time, brother. Nice to see you.
Likewise,
Tom,
man.
Yeah, man. Tom, hope you're not gone insane yet.
But if those of you who want to go in about the game a little bit, I'll go to CM first. I'll just say that we're playing how we were playing in the past, like under those three managers. The playing style is not changed. And that's why we need a reinforcement. But we don't operate like a football team. So I know that some of our players are not good, but they're not 4-0 to Brentford that bad, are they? Or are they? I'll go around. Go ahead.
I think the fact that it happened probably proves that they are. I think, what you mentioned with the previous managers, so many bad habits that have broken into these players over the years. A lot of them, whether it's the longer tenured ones or even some of them that have been here for a shorter amount of time, these guys have picked up on incredibly bad habits that filter through to every different manager that comes in. And, Erik Tenhag won't be well, I don't know if he will be the last manager, but he definitely isn't the first guy to find that out. And with a lot of the players we have right now, it's going to be difficult to retrain them. And if they are retrainable, it's going to take a very long time. So like what we've always said, like it's going to take ages for us to see any sign of progress if we do. And like what Nuruddin said, the reinforcements were needed before the season started in order to give us the best chance to start the season well. And what we've seen is the board felt Erik Tenhag before the job's even really started.
Yeah.
Where have we heard that before? Fail another manager, because we always need a fall guy at Man United, don't we? There's always one person that falls when there's 11 players on the football field, and there's God knows 5 directors at a director's table and all the ownership and everything. We'll go on, Nuruddin, go on.
Oh, Tom, answer the question. Same to you, same question. Like, are the players that 4-0 bad?
I mean, performance-wise, I think we all know these players have been found out 12 months now. It's nothing new. The shot on confidence. There's no urgency. There's honestly there's nothing. And genuinely, and people laugh at like such as Ralph Ragnick's comments and stuff like that. A lot of people took them to heart, and I think these players, when you're hearing that you know you're a player in that team, and he's coming out saying that you need open heart surgery, I'm not surprised not shot on confidence. And this isn't me defending these players because they're indefensible, because they should be able to defend themselves. Nuruddin uses the quote all the time where if you're in the kitchen and it's hot and you can't deal with the pressure, you get the hell out of there. I say it to all the directors. I say it to Murto. If you can't deal with Manchester United's global scouting operation and bringing in the players that a new manager needs, you're in the wrong job. Same with Richard Arnold. If you can't cooperate with fans and barefaced lie to them about all this money, what are you doing in the position that you're in? Same thing with Eric Tenhag. He had to come to this football club, and a lot of people know this, when they were negotiating a contract with him, and demand players. He had to demand that he has a say in players. What manager at a football club doesn't have a say in who he signs? Pep Guardiola doesn't have a say in who he signs at City. Klopp at Liverpool. They're the first person that need to sign it off before you even get the players through the door. But with the whole club, I think we've said it before anyway. I think under this own
I don't know what happened to Tom there. Tom's cut
ownership
out.
that needs to be left to say above the imagination. Listen, it's dire, this football club. It's the bare facts of it. And we have finished and we have fallen. And like I've just said there with CM and everybody, you know, there always has to be a fall guy at this football club. It was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer 12 months ago. It was Ralph Ragnick 6 months ago. Are we going to see what three different people have tried coaching these players in 12 months? And what have we seen different, guys? Nothing. We've seen the same performances, no accountability, apart from David De Gea yesterday. And Eric Tenhag took the flak for it. I don't see Cristiano Ronaldo come out and say anything about his future or anything. I just see him walk down the tunnel and blank the manager. I don't see Harry Maguire, the captain of this football club. I mean, who the new manager's put faith into. I don't see him coming out and doing an interview. He didn't do I didn't do any of them last year when we got embarrassed. And like we say, Scouse is what M62 road. Nah, mate, I'm thinking double digits here. If teams like Brighton and Brentford can do this to us, I mean, wow. Wait until you play Europe's elite. So some of these top European players, and then we'll see what we're dealing with, won't we? And then maybe people are open their eyes. But listen, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I think under this ownership, it died a long time ago. Long time ago.
Yeah, big up, Tom. Marty Mundo, welcome to the stream. How you doing? How are the kids?
Yeah, not too bad.
I don't know if you enjoyed, but you're enjoying the lovely weather in London. Is it roasting? Is it baking?
Oh, it's killer. And the thing is, it doesn't ease off during the evening, so it's been like 4 or 5 days of just pure heat, day and night.
To be fair, Mundo, same in Manchester. Exactly the same in Manchester. Your heat. Mundo, I asked the question, were these players that 4-0 bad to Brentford? Are they that bad?
Well, there's a massive I said this at the end of last season about this group of players, and I'm going to say the same thing. For me, it is absolutely embarrassing that as a professional footballer, you can't even do the basics such as run. Our team does not, the players, and they didn't run for Ollie, they haven't run for Ralph, and they've got a new manager. They've had a whole pre-season, so I don't want to hear the excuse about fitness, because they don't even run from minute one. It's not like they're running for 45, 50, 60 minutes and then getting tired and fading. They don't run at all. I'm not seeing players putting their bodies on the line. I'm not seeing players run. You've got to do the fundamentals first. Forget about pretty triangles, this, that, and the other. First of all, you've got to work harder than your opponents. That's the bottom line, right? Every team, even Man City, even Liverpool, for all their attacking talent, you'll never see Mo Salah walking around. You'll never see Kevin De Bruyne walking around. Because you know what happens when they walk on the pitch? They get off, right? And they're not playing the next game. That's the difference, right? It's unacceptable. That level of commitment or lack of is unacceptable. The reason we're getting spanked by these teams is because they work harder than us. And I'm not sure that this group of players will ever do what we want of them or what the manager wants of them. I just can't see it because they're all in the summer, in the pre-season, they're all giving it the big. It's a new start. It's a new regime. Laughing and smiles. There's a picture of each other. All this nonsense, right? And then they come to the first game of the season at Old Trafford under a new manager. We've all seen the training videos of doing the tippy tappies and all this stuff, and not one of them put a shift in. Not one of them. They barely broke a sweat. First game of the season, right? And then the second game of the season, they go to Brentford. Same lack of effort. Get even spanked even more. We're going into the Liverpool game as Man United fans. I think someone mentioned it already, thinking this could be a double-digit game. But you know why I don't think it'll be a double-digit game? Because Liverpool would, Jurgen Klopp has got class. You know what he'll do is take pity on us. He'll go, I'll make 5 substitutions. I'll throw the kids on, right? And I'll spare you the blushes. But trust me, if we turn up like we did against Brentford, it's minimum 5, minimum. And for me, as a Man United fan, to be saying that against one of our biggest rivals, that shows you how far we have fallen. Yeah, because and the thing is, it's like I'm empathetic to it as well. It's like I'm resigned to it. It's not like I should be angry. I should be kicking off. Man United fans should be angry, but we're not. We're like, it's coming. It's inevitable. We're going to get spanked, and it's like I'm lost. I don't know what to do. I'm conflicted. Like I want to rant. I want to rave. I want to kick off, but it ain't going to change the fact that come the 22nd of August, we're going to get licked.
But the funniest thing for me, though, is that if you're ranting and raving, then you've not been paying attention. You've not been paying attention over a long time about your football club. Ole Bumbaye, I'll come to you with the same question. Are these players as bad as that result? Because that's what we're dealing with. On paper, it is. It will be in the records in history. Man United 0, Brentford 4. In the space of 37 minutes, game's gone. Go ahead.
The first disclaimer I'll make, I think the heart of the problem is the ownership that needs to change, but I don't know who's got that amount of money to come and buy the club. That's the dilemma there. I share the utmost frustration that Mundo is talking about, because everybody would have contradicted themselves at some point through this last 9 years. Sometimes you think you know what's happening, then once the manager's gone, you reassess it because of what's happening with the next manager, and you think, you know what, maybe he was right. I don't think that this team is 4-0 against Brentford, but I do think if you're going to give them 2 goals and then start the match, then it's definitely going to be an uphill struggle. You can't legislate, the manager can't legislate for that type of errors. I mean, our players, when I look at them, if we were to look at the, Brentford's team or Brighton's team, I'd say we have better players than them as individual players, as ability-wise. In every dimension, I think our players are better, most of them. So the games and the results are causing us to be very frustrated because they're unusual. And what's also unusual is I've never seen a group of players do what Manchester United players are doing. I've seen players down tools. That's a different thing. But this is a brand new manager. You can't hate him already and not play for him. You don't know him. But when it's the issue of the fundamentals, like the running, taking pride in your own performance, it's a different story. I think the players have to step up their game and start really just get mad, put a challenge in, go nuts at your teammate. At the moment, you're just going through the motions a little bit, laying down, and this team does not look like it has any self-belief, any self-confidence. I think mentally, before even physically, Tenhag has to try and get this dressing room, united. We're not a family. You're never going to win anything like that. Brighton, everybody plays for everybody. This is the start. This is what we had in the great teams before. We didn't always have the best players, but we had a spirit that, you know what, we go for it. We crack on. Even when it's bad, even in the defeats, we went out with some taste about us. But I think we have to be a family again. He's got to get their confidence a little bit back. And the players are much better than what we're seeing. This isn't an accurate reflection of the talent that's in that team, but it is at rock bottom. And I think if I was to speak to Erik Tenhag and I was employing him, I'd just say to him, look, Erik, I know this team is not exactly what you want. I know you probably want another 5-6 players. And that's up to the board. They have to back him. They have to get him these players. You know, he said it. They need more quality. Everybody can see from space that we need a midfielder, a right winger, and, you know, a right back. These are really important positions for us. But I'd just say to him, look, what I do think I have a right to expect from you and any manager that comes in with this group of players is just get them back mentally if you can, and start to show us some progress on the pitch. Implement a system, a style of play that's amicable with what we like to do. But I'm not expecting to win nothing. And this is going to come from a combination of Erik Ten Hag's work and his staff's work and the players. He has to get the players trusting him, believing in him, and they've got to have a long, hard look at themselves, because it's not always just the manager. And I think this is where we are. And as long as that doesn't change, there's nothing we can do. We are basically a team that needs to go forward with what we've got, with, you know, everybody taking stock of their own individual performance to bring the collective together, because the Glazers, they're not going to go anywhere this season. But we can't just have a season of disasters. And if you lose Erik Ten Hag, I mean, where actually do you go? Who's going to be the next manager? I don't know who. And this is a manager that everybody wanted. I'm excited to see him here. And it's a bad start. But it's not the end of the world completely. The guys at some point are going to have to swim. And there's two options here. People are saying put the kids in, but then you might burn the kids. Others are saying I wouldn't change a single player. I want these to be exposed week in, week out. There's different ways of approaching it, but Erik has to. I don't think he's ready to quit, but he's got to get the mentality of the players and the belief of the players changing, and they have to take stock of it as well, man. Change the captain, put someone else as captain, and start giving, you know, change the system a little bit. The personnel starting. You know, put Malacia in, give him a start. Donny van der Beek's still being treated in a bad way. Get him in there. So there's still some glimmer, because it cannot continue like this. Either the manager will go or something, or we'll just implode. And that's where I think we are with it, guys. You know,
the biggest thing for me, the biggest thing when I'm looking at this is that I see Man United as a broken football club. It's very broken. I think the dressing room is broken. I genuinely think you can't mend them. I think we need to do something drastic. I think Man United have to get rid of players who are in that first team right at this window. I know some of you, that's a bit but genuinely, I do think certain players have to go. Like, I'm talking about from the first team, not the substitutions, not the guys who are not playing, first team. I think certain.
Who's going to buy them?
Because
who's going to take anyone?
I don't listen. I think it's up to their agents, because I think it's in their best of their interests, because I think they are mentally shot. Mentally, emotionally, they're shot. They're going through the motions on that football pitch. And when Ralph Ranić told everybody that this needs a heart surgery and you don't need glasses and you can't put plasters on it, he was telling us the truth. The biggest truth teller in the recent years of the Glazer ownership. The only person while in the job who told the exact truth and nothing but the truth. And the journalists, the media, the football pundits, all taking the mick out of him. He was sacked in March, and Merton stopped speaking to him. Rio Ferdinand's coming out taking shots at him, saying you can't do so, you know. And somebody has to say it. So the question I want to ask you genuinely, guys, is that are we a football club? Are we a brand that's tied to banking systems, right? What are we? Actually, as a football club, people, by the way, there's 272 of you here. Please smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Big up Khalees Rabedin Lassie, Chief Editor, United Real Therapy. And this bit makes me laugh. Man United have made an informal inquiry through intermediaries with the Tenhag of Mario Icardi. The striker said to have enticed by the prospect, a move and desires for it to go through. Right? There we go. So let's talk about this. However, contracts have yet to take place directly between the two clubs. Right? Little bit of that. I'll just go to these couple of comments that Kelly's from Eddie Lassie's posted. Eric Canat has been reluctant to tell Man United to press a button on any further incoming deals because he's worried it would strip him of the finances to sign Eric De Jong. That is just hilarious. Let me say something to you now. But you know what? I'm going to ask you about what we are, but first, I'm going to go to you. All of you played football. All of you played to a certain level. All of you are fell in love with football. If you are a top player in world football right now, I want to ask you guys the question. The question is, would you ever consider coming to Man United, this Man United? You're not a fan of the club. You're not a fan of the club. I'll stay with you, Olabumbaye. Go ahead, and then we'll go around CM, Tom, and Mundo. Go ahead.
No, absolutely not. I mean, if Frankie De Jong and even Marco Arnautovic and Adrian Rabiot have watched the last two games, what do they want to come here for? What does anybody want to come to Man United for? I think we have to face the facts. And this isn't, I hate the ownership. And I think what we are exactly is a football club that's run strictly as a business, with the football inside of things a distant second to the commercial side. And this is why we're suffering. And I think you're not selling it to anybody. And this is why I think we're struggling to attract players, because everybody around us can pay a half-decent wage now. We're not in the Champions League. Every player that comes here, we chew them up and spit them out. The list is long. Look at the managers that we've had. Whether we like them or not, they're all, good managers, man. And they're just not able to turn things around, or they're being undermined by the board. So as much as, Murtaugh and whoever else is in charge, I don't even know what they're doing, are trying to convince people to come here. Yeah, you can convince Martinez to come here from Ajax and treble his wages or double his wages. He'll come. And he knows Eric Tenhag. You can get a young boy like Malacia, whose whole future's ahead of him, playing for a big, prestigious name like Man United. Fine. You can get Ericsson, that left Brentford. Oh, God, I wonder how he feels. Left Brentford to come to United. That's okay, great. But if you want to really attract high-class players, I mean, you've got to be honest, we're not shopping in that department anymore. We are a top six side, and there's much better options. So, and one of the major issues of this dilemma that we're in now is, we're saying you guys are not signing players. I don't think it might not even be for a lack of trying, but people don't want to come here, the ones that we need and really want, the quality ones. And unfortunately, Eric Tenhag is going to suffer from that. We're going to suffer from that. And, it's like a blister, Man United. Eventually it will pop, and things are really coming to a head at the moment. So hopefully something will have to give. I don't know if they're going to sell it, but we're in a very difficult situation. I don't know who can buy this club, because apparently this club is worth in the region of 6 billion now.
No, it's not. On current stock exchange,
4 billion.
It's worth about 2.5 billion, but they want at least 4 billion. 5 billion.
Yeah. What I'm saying to you is, there was a guy that came out and he did an interview.
Michael Knighton.
Not Michael Knighton, another guy that was used to write for the Telegraph. He was interviewed. He knows the Glazers intimately, and he was saying, if Chelsea are going for 3, the Manchester United and the Glazers, they're top in every department of social media, like you say. That we are the top in that area. So they're selling it as a business, and it's going to be getting sold for a lot more than 3 billion if that's what Chelsea are, because they're nowhere near us in that department. And that proves the nature of the ownership. So that's what we are, unfortunately.
Big up Alien Tenno. Yeah, big
You
up
know,
Alien
so
Tenhag, yeah.
so yeah, I feel for Eric Tenhag quite a bit, man.
Big
He's in
time,
a big
honestly.
mess, big problem. But
You know what? You know what? Him and his coaching staff are like those three. McLaren,
you
that
know,
guy.
before we got him, I was saying I just hope if he's coming, he actually knows what he's walking into. Because it seems to me like a lot of managers agree they get backdoored. Jose got backdoored. Van Gaal said he got backdoored. Ranić said we need open heart surgery. And now we've got a guy that's come in and he looks like he's been backdoored. So we're in it for the long haul, I think.
Yeah, no, 100%. Big up Alien Tenno. Live up the LFC game is going to be toxic, except Riot Police. Yeah, big up 100%. Except Alien Tenno then follow. So I seen us get relegated. That team was better than the current one. At least they went down fighting. And that,
Facts.
take hold of that, people. Seriously, I spoke to so many people who said that team got relegated. The team that were in the 80s that were nowhere near the league. That's what they were doing. I'll go to CM and then Tom the Mundo. CM, if you're a top footballer or decent footballer, even decent footballer, are you thinking about going to Manchester? Because knowing how most players, we damage them psychologically, spiritually, we damage them energy-wise, energetically, we damage them. So do you think of, would you ever think coming to Man United?
No chance. And once again, you hit the nail on the head. If you're looking at the right players to come into the club, especially in this day and age, you have to consider your own mental health, your physical development as a team player and as an individual, and also the culture that you're walking into. And we talk about Manchester United being run as a business. If you're being run as a football club, you'll have board members and staff working above the management and the coaching team that don't just handle things like transfers, etc., but they're also enforcing a certain culture that whenever a player comes in from an external club or a young player comes up to the senior team, they're almost educated on that culture. And they have to understand that culture so that they embed within that team or whatever team they're playing within, whether it's a youth team, whether it's the senior team. Everybody is on the same wavelength. So I'm looking at the board members that are here within the club right now, the ownership that are also employing and putting these board members in these certain positions. And there's a lot of instability because we go back to the lack of organization and the lack of culture within the club that almost gives players a sense of security, knowing that they're entering a place where certain things are going to go and certain things are not going to be accepted. You're going to be, from the manager, for example, and the coaching staff, you're going to have expectations to do certain things from the team, and you know that you're not going to be able to do certain things yourself. But when there's a whole load of instability within the club, especially as the right type of player, I'm not talking about a player that's going to come in and say, okay, my wages are going to be doubled. I'm all right with that. I'm going to Manchester United. My profile is going to be boosted or whatever. If we're talking about a player who wants to improve as an individual, who wants to improve as a teammate, wants to improve psychologically and physically, all around, there's no chance that you would want to come to a place like Manchester United because you wouldn't get taken over by all of those instabilities within the club.
Yeah, I think 100%. I'm thinking a lot of things as you're talking. And I'm just thinking the only reason why any player, any reasonable, decent player would want to come to Man United, one, to boost their social media interactions. Because when you join Man United, your Instagram followers, your Twitter followers go through the roof. Two, get paid. First is to get paid, social media interaction. And three, to put your feet up because there's zero accountability at this football club. Well, I'll go to you, Tom. And then I'll go down to Mundo. Tom, are you coming? You're a decent player. You don't have to be the best, the world's best, but you're a decent footballer. Are you coming?
Absolutely. No. What are we coming here for? Seriously, let's be honest. I mean,
have a laugh.
Yeah, have a laugh. Good vibes. Yeah, that's all we are. Comedy club.
To win games in training and go like this. Winning team.
Winning team. Honestly, embarrassing. But no, we've said about the players and about the team and everything. And like you say, if you are a top player, Man United's not even your 5th, 6th choice if you come into England anymore. I'm sorry, it's not. If that hurts a lot of people when I say that to Manchester United fans, it's not. Players prefer to go and develop at teams like Leicester or, go to a West Ham or somewhere. I know your boy was Skamaka, Nuruddin. Prefers to go to these sort of clubs and develop. Man United is not a development club. Man United is a brand exposure, and CM and Ali Bumbe have already said it as it is. We are an enterprise. We are a business. That is all we are. We are media hype. We are social media, commercial revenue. This is all we are. And listen, anybody who wants to buy this football club, if they pay £4 billion, listen, I tell you now, if they want a return on investment, they ain't the people that you need at this football club. These are the sort of people that are running our football club now. They expect a return on investment. Sheikh Mansour at Manchester City puts money into the football club. He doesn't expect a return on investment. He invests in a sporting project. You are a sporting club. Your main ambition is to win trophies and be ambitious in that way, not ambitious in a business model. Because if you're ambitious in a business model, you're in the wrong category. You need to go and work in finance, tech design, development. Go and work for NASA, Elon Musk or somebody. I don't know.
Well, Tom, that's where you hit the nail right on the head, innit? We're not a football club, innit? We are a bank. For me,
we're an espionage. Yeah, we are an enterprise. That is all we are, and that is all we have been for 17 years with these people. They take your money. They say you all these lies, and all I'm going to say is these players that we buy every single summer, they don't put their money in the pocket, guys. They're not the people who buy the players. We buy the players that we do through the merchandising, through the sponsorship deals that get signed, through everything. Because if people did buy shirts, you wouldn't be getting that sort of thing going through and done. That's why.
Yeah, big up. Honestly, exactly the same. I genuinely don't think we're a football club. I think Fergie, when Gil and Fergie were there, they safeguarded us into a certain sense. But Mundo, you're a decent player. Man United come calling. This current Man United regime come calling. Are you coming?
I'm not, and I think the only players that are coming are, I think part of it is to do with their agents. I think their agents are pushing them towards Man United because of the finances, and that's it. Which is why we're getting players who are on the periphery of the squad at their current club, or they're of a certain age, and they're looking for a final payday.
Simmer Frame FC, mate.
Exactly. And the thing is as well, we need a bit of a reality check here. A couple of things. The club thinks that Murtaugh's fine here, there, and everywhere, but whatever you're selling, mate, people are not buying. They're not. You can no longer throw money at the problem because people don't want to touch us. They don't want the money.
And actually, we don't have that much money anyway.
Exactly. So the thing, and you can't sell on a sporting project because there isn't one, right? You can't just say I've got Eric Tenhag and what else? Or I've got Eric Tenhag and what else? The thing is as well is don't underestimate. We're hearing stuff from the media, leaks from the dressing room, whatever. These players that we're being linked to, don't be fooled in thinking that they don't know more about what we know about what's going on behind the scenes, because they will know people in that dressing room or people who have played for Manchester United under this regime who will be telling them things about how the club is run, right? So that's going to influence on people as well. We've got to get real. I think, me personally, let's stop going for these big players. Let's stop going for players who want Champions League football. Get players with the right mentality who are willing to run and have got a certain level of ability so we can get the team fixed, playing in a certain way. We might finish 8th, we might finish 9th or 10th. Mm-hmm. But if a player can see that the team is developing, then when you go for the next transfer window for the Frankie de Jongs, you can say, look at how we play. If I had you and 2 other quality players, we're going to be this good. But at the moment, what players are seeing, like Frankie de Jong, is a complete and utter mess, right? And the other thing, the final point is, why would I want to go into a dressing room where there's clearly players that are not performing, getting rewarded with contracts and big monies, right? So I'm thinking to myself, that hierarchy, the mess. I'm going into a changing room where the dynamics are a mess. We've got guys who are not winners, who are not winning trophies, who are not performing, and they're getting rewarded. And I'm a winner. Look at Varane. Varane should be at the top of the tree in terms of the hierarchy in that dressing room. Varane and Ronaldo should be the leaders in that dressing room. They're winners. Yeah, they've proven it. What the fuck has Harry Maguire won? Other than, what is it, 2 or 3 relegations? What has Luke Shaw done? Oh, got to a European Championship final. So what to do? What has Marcus Rashford achieved? Nothing. The whole hierarchy in that changing room is upside down. Yeah. When someone like Varane joins your club, he should be in the leadership group. He should be at the top there, telling Harry Maguire and Shaw and these guys, you listen to me. I'm a winner. I've done it. I've won multiple Champions Leagues. Why is he going to listen and take instructions from guys like Harry Maguire? That makes no sense whatsoever.
Well, Mundo, I'm going to stay with you on this one. That comment there, big up Ev's matchday memories, right? Tenhag is already facing a losing battle by keeping Maguire captain and picking players who don't deserve to play. I think there's something going on, honestly. Either these players, like the likes of Maguire, the likes of Fred, the likes of Luke Shaw, the likes of Rashford, they must be amazing in training. They must be doing something incredible in training. They must be like, you know what I mean? They must be incredible in training, because in match days, they're shite. let's not win it. Let's not try to sugarcoat it. Call it for what it is. These players, are like imposters. I swear to God, this is full of imposters. So, staying with you, Mundo, what's going on at the football club? He says, listen, before somebody says, oh, I'm getting conspiratorial, there's certain things that are unsaid in football clubs. When you spend 80 million on a player, you didn't do your due diligence to begin with. The type of character and the player you're buying, and then you spend that amount of money, then he's sitting on a bench. No owner, no board comes out and says, you got to play him. But things are insinuated in conversations. There's body language, right? Mundo, you said it now, Champions League Varane is literally by captained by Harry Maguire. And now it's been outed by Harry Maguire out of the team.
That's what I don't understand. And the thing is, I think...
But that's every manager.
You can say it's conspiracy, but 3 separate managers insist on picking the same players. And it got to be more than because I don't care how you perform. If you turn up to training and you are on it every time you turn up for training, and then on match day you're absolutely garbage, there's only so many times that can happen, right? And then eventually you're going to say you're just not performing. But look, we saw comments in the press from I saw comments in the press the other day from Nicky Butt, right, talking about Varane. He goes, when this guy signed for Manchester United and came to training, I thought, I was on the bench the next game. I thought, I'm never playing for Manchester United ever again. This guy's phenomenal in training, up there with Cantona. And we saw what happened with Varane on the pitch. Didn't work out for him, right? He got shipped out. If it was up to the Glazers, he'd still be there. 45-year-old Varane will still be playing for Man United. But the thing is, however good you are on the training pitch, if it doesn't it's like going on The Voice. You could have the most beautiful voice in the world, but if those chairs don't turn around, mate, you ain't going through to the next round. That's simple as. So if you turn up on a Saturday and you don't deliver, week in, week out. So what that's either saying is, as you say, it might be conspiracy, but there's influence coming from somewhere else that these players have to play. If I was to pin it on someone, I would say, because I don't really understand what Darren Fletcher's role is at the club. 1 minute he's technical, whatever. Now he's a coach and a technical, whatever. For me, that sounds like an inside mole working on behalf of the board, right? He's got an ear to the ground, he's close to the players, and he's reporting back to the board, and they're influencing the team via him. If and that might sound like a conspiracy, but that's the only thing that makes sense to me. And the second thing is,
listen, that's not a conspiracy, because they asked Ralph Ranieri, what does Darren Fletcher do? And he's like, I don't know. So it's not far-fetched.
He doesn't know what he does other than work for the board, right? And report back to them and influence the team. Yeah. And the other thing is that Luke, we'll see. All I'll say is, I'm going to end it here on this point. Let's see what the lineup is against Liverpool. Because if I see Bruno Fernandes, Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, Fred and McTominay all on the pitch, and Rashford, then that tells me everything I need to know. This manager hasn't got full control over the team he's picking, because he can't. One or two or three of them maybe, but some of those players. I understand he can't drop all of them because he hasn't got the strength and depth. But if he plays all of those players, if he doesn't put Malacia in, for example, or put Adoni in, or mix it up and plays that same 11 or close to it, that tells me everything I need to know about this manager, and he won't last long. Unfortunately, even though I back him 100%, if that's the situation he's in and he's having to pick those players, he will not last long. He'll be lucky to make it to the World Cup break.
Yeah, I think he's in danger. I think in the next 10 games, I think he's in danger. I think they will pull the trigger if they see social media swaying. Oli Bumbai, I'll come to you. Do you think that, I think you already spoke about this, but there's a question. What is the Glazers' next move to put smokescreen and confusion into the dissatisfied fan base? How will they turn this narrative? I don't think they can, bro. I genuinely, Jarvis, big up Jarvis Cooker. I genuinely don't think they can. I think they've run out. I don't know what they're going to come up with. I genuinely do think they've run out. They have run out of ways to try to spin it, but then it won't shock me because they got Neil Ashton in it. Neil Ashton will be there spinning the plates and talking about certain things and putting feelers out there, guys, to people to write decent articles about, oh, it's not that bad, they just need to do this, they need to do. Listen, I'll answer that question for Jarvis. What do you think the Glazers' next move is? They're not even here anyway.
Evening to Jarvis, man. That's a good question. I think that's a question that needs to be looked at again at the end of the transfer window, because I do believe that we are going to bring a couple of names in, and these names, they might not be what we're looking for, but I have thought, it's difficult to be getting Tenhag what he wants, because it would be difficult to get anybody what they're asking for to really make a push to compete with the better teams, because we just all agreed nobody wants to come here, and you can't blame them. So that prolongs the process. I don't know, the Glazers, it just feels like it's time really for them to maybe think really long and hard about just selling this club, man. But then again, I'm not sure, do they take about 80, 100 million a year out of the football club? It's a lot of money to, forfeit. It's like you own a business, it throws you a few £100 a month or a few grand a month, and it's, why would you give that up? So I just think, smoke screens, whatever. The main point is here, I don't think the time seems like it's right for them to roll, but I don't think they're going to roll. You're just going to have to deal with it. But Erik Tenhag, I don't believe these players are as shocking as the performances and the results. So I have to charge Erik Tenhag with what we've brought him here to do as a manager to an extent. He doesn't just get a completely free ride from me anyway, because Oli did better with these players. Mourinho did a half-decent job, but we didn't back him. We fucked him off and took the side of Pogba and Martial. Van Gaal was asking for certain players and he wasn't getting them. I liked Van Gaal. I know I'm in a minority here, but there have been points in this process where I've been in a minority, for example, and disagreed. And only after things have happened to where we are to this point now, and I feel to a certain point that my view on managers and situations before is somewhat vindicated. But this manager has to improve what I'm seeing. I'm not asking him to win anything. I'm not even asking him to get in the top four. No, I'm not asking him to get in the top four, even the top
six. He realizes that we're further away from winning anything.
Bro, I think you can't.
You know what we try to do? Just get a point in the next game.
I think, look, it will. It's not going to be this bad for forever. But Erik Tenhag is also in a baptism of fire here now. And as far as the players and the selection goes,
do you think that dressing room split and the factions? I don't think it's repairable. I don't think any manager can repair that. I think if you've been
Well, look, I think to say the word repair, bro.
And that's why I'm saying we need to sell. We need to sell 6 or 5 or 6 of them.
Bro, it's not a question of wholesale repair here, but he has to start to make the endeavor, as Mundo said, look, this guy, if he's not captain material, then take the captaincy off him, bench him. Put Lindelof in if you want to play from the back. He's one of the best passers out of the back. He might give you a bit bad defensively, but Varane's shit on the ball. He's fast, he's a good defender, but he's no good on the ball. Martinez and Lindelof are you guys on the ball. If Luke Shaw's not doing a good job, he has to have the courage to say, you know what, brother, I know you want to go to the World Cup, but Malacia's playing. Bruno Fernandes, you're our, talisman, supposed to be in that. We're going to put you on the bench. We're going to put Donny in. He has to have the courage as well to, make bold decisions, take some risks, and understand that if they don't pay off, he has to be resilient. This is a big job. He knows that before he comes here. It can't just be, yeah, I understand the board is no good. I understand we need 3, 4, 5 players. Yeah, that's all well and good. But this team and this group of players is better than what I'm seeing because I've seen them play good. There's a reason why we were rating some of these players. He has to get them back. Whether it's tough love, whatever, he's in there in that dressing room. He sees them in training. At the moment, he's going with, I want to cuddle you, give you some love. Rashford, Maguire. He's covering for them, while saying we need some more players. Maybe he has to change his strategy in 5, 6 games if it's still like this and get ruthless. And I hope he's got it in him to be ruthless because if, Mourinho had it in him, it ain't popular, but this could get very desperate and he's got to be, he's got to be there, man. Can't just go with the motions and saying, let's say we go and get a midfielder and a right winger. Is it going to revolutionize what I'm seeing? I don't think so.
Facts.
Listen, I don't think so.
Listen, I think you said it all there. Eric Tenhag has put the Man UFC players through brutal training session today in more than 30 degrees heat. Tenhag made each player run 13.
Yeah, good.
8, kilometers.
Good. That's what you want. Yeah,
collectively, Brentford players ran 13.8 more than United, who covered 95.6 kilometers between them. Right. So, Mundo, I think you hit that rail on the head, and I'll go to CM and I'll come back to you in a minute. But it's like for me, I just think the dressing room is too broken. It's too broken because toxic. You know what they always say in it, like fish always rots from the head, innit? Like that's what they always say. Fish always rots from it. I think that collectively comes down. And what do we say about SHIT? It always flows downstream, doesn't it? And I think that's what's happening. I think the players are not that bad as the 4-0s or the 2-1 to Brighton. I just think it's crazy. Like, in terms of, we need to make changes. And there's still about 20 or 15 coaches there that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer brought in. So Eric Tenhag has only brought in maybe 4 of his own coaches. Steve McLaren, his assistant, and the video analysis guy. I don't think there's anybody else that he's bought in. So the idea that Eric Tenhag's realized, oh shit, we need to run more. I hope they're doing that. I hope they're doing 13 till Saturday. I hope they're doing 13 miles an hour till Saturday. Or till Monday, sorry. I hope they're doing that. But CM, mentally, I think that dressing room is divided still. I think you either camp Maguire or camp Ronaldo. Would it be easier to say to move Ronaldo on? So take the pain, short-term pain for the greater good for the team in the long term.
I don't think it's just Ronaldo though. That's the thing. I think there's a lot of players in there who are creating divisions to a certain extent.
Listen, by the way, I'm not saying Ronaldo's to create his division. I'm just saying to you, the certain players like the Rashfords, the Sanchos, the Bruno, they all go into their show when Ronaldo's on the pitch. It's like he has this effect because, like he said, because of the stature and what they almost kind of feel really insecure. I never wanted Ronaldo because we needed midfielders replaced, and we're still another transfer, and 2.5 weeks to go now, and we still got no midfielders. But I think mentally, Ronaldo went in to have a war. He won a couple of battles, but he didn't win the war. So now in a team, Maguire, Ronaldo, all of a sudden 6 weeks or 8 weeks ago, 12 weeks ago, they were each other's heads. And that's why we were getting smashed all over the place under Ranier. All of a sudden, things have changed. And he actually he wasn't part of the team bonding that went to Australia.
Yeah.
So in these 2 weeks, do we make a decision on Ronaldo, yes or no? I know the Glazers don't want because he brings the revenue. But what are we doing to fix that? Is there any answer that we have to fix the dressing room? Because I think we're playing like a team that's divided. We're not playing like a team that has togetherness or any spirit or any energy.
When it comes to fixing the togetherness and the mentality of some of these guys, I think it's literally a continuation of what has happened for how many years now. You know, when you take it to real life, sometimes, say you have a bad day at work, you're gonna come in, and even when people say, you know, leave your bad stuff at work, don't bring it into the house, you're still gonna bring it into the house because you had a bad day. And that's what happens. That's what has happened to a lot of these players. In the end of the day, they're psychologically shot, and that's even affecting them physically now. When it comes to Ronaldo, I have nothing against him. Phenomenal player. But we're supposed to be in a rebuild. And if we are in a rebuild, then we have to look and really analyze who's going to be able to be here first and foremost for the long term, and who's going to benefit from being here, and how we're going to benefit from them being here as well. So that's the most important thing I'm looking at. Cristiano Ronaldo is not going to be at Manchester United for the long term, because ultimately he's going to be seeking individual success. And right now we're not going to give that to him. But at the same time, a lot of these players in here, even though the likes of Rashford has given us good seasons over the years, Martial, etc., recently they haven't. And unfortunately, football is a what have you done for me lately type of thing, especially if you're aspiring to try and win trophies in the long haul and win certain things and elevate as a team. You have to be able to benefit from having a certain player. They have to elevate your chances of winning games on a weekly basis. So the same thing we talk about Ronaldo and saying we have to make a decision on him, and it's probably not the best for the club to keep him if we're looking for long-term success and all that stuff, and the success of the other players in the team. At the same time, there's a lot of players we can say the same about, and they're a lot younger than him.
It's crazy for me. It's crazy. It's crazy everywhere I look at it. But here we go. Anyway, Khalees from Lassie, Chief Editor, United Real Therapy. Guys, there's over 360, 70 of you in here. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Share, become part of the community. Here we talk about the real issues. We don't try to just talk about player FC, this and that. We don't. We just talk about the real issues facing Man United. But another player we're linked with, people. Man United negotiating with Espanyol for Raul D. Thomas. He would cost 25 to 30 million euros. He's one of the number of players United strikers shortlist. Okay, so now everybody and their agent, everybody and the journalist, because what happens, this is how it works, people, those who don't know. Journalists will do a favor to an agent. It all works. So when the agent's got some news for the certain journalists, they will. But what agents ask is to ask journalists to link their player to somebody to get them noticed. And when you're biggest Man United, we're linked with everybody. This current transfer summer alone, I think we're linked with about nearly 200 players. But Mundo, was it Olin Bumbaye? Was it you or Olin Bumbaye? Ali Bumbaye, was it you? Was I coming to you next?
I think it was me, right?
Yeah. So I'll ask the question. There we go. Links.
We're all in depression, man. It doesn't matter who you go to.
Exactly.
Listen, Mundo, do you see anything out of this dressing room? Is there any way to fix the divide? Because I refuse to believe 14 weeks ago, 15 weeks ago, same thing was happening. And the Ronaldo, the Maguire battle, the dressing room, the Maguire and how people then, the Ronaldo and how people like Sancho, Rashford all go into the cave. Bruno, they all cower to him, other than showing their chest saying, I'm going to show you, right? How do we fix this? With Ronaldo staying or with Ronaldo leaving? For me, I never wanted him in the first place. I rate Ronaldo. He's a legend. He's an icon, right? He's bigger than he's an icon. What he did for us is incredible. But to me, it didn't make any sense A guy who wants to come back, who wants to win, who wants to still, towards the twilight of his years, still break records, still keep the same record, still wants to win, come into a club that's crazy. And of course, there's no secrets in football. Everybody knows everybody. Like, his agent is de facto director of football at Wolverhampton. Like, he didn't know what was going on at Man United. It's like, it's crazy. They all came for the teaching money and the legacy and all of that kind of BS, like social media wise. So if you were making a decision now, does Ronaldo go? Who else goes with him? Because something has to be done. We can't, this dressing room cannot continue. Or else, in the next 10 games, the manager's going to get the sack. I'm telling you. He's either going to walk or he's going to get the sack.
What I would do, rather than name individual players, what I would do if I was in Tenhag's shoes is I would say, this is how I'm going to run my ship. You're either on board or you're not. If you're not on board, because I suspect that Ronaldo's not the only player in that dressing room who's expressed a wish to leave. But we know how our club operates. They hold you to ransom. They don't let players leave. Other clubs, like look at Man City. Bernardo Silva apparently said, I want to go back to Spain. Pep goes, if you don't want to be here, see you later. Raheem Sterling, I'm not getting enough playing time. I want to go. See you later, mate. I'm not keeping a player unless you're fully bought into my project. So what the manager should be saying is, look, this is my regime. This is how it's going to go. This is what I expect from you in terms of standards. Are you on board or not? If the player's like, nah, I want to go, just like Dean Henderson, fair play to him. He said, I don't even want to speak to the manager. I'm done. I'm out of here. Fair play. See you later. That's the first thing that needs to happen. Those players that don't want to be there, ship them out.
But we're not a football club, though. We are run by Glazer.
So what I'm saying basically is what would happen under normal circumstances. That's what you would want.
At a normal football club.
That's what you would want to happen.
Yeah. By the way, people, something happened between Mourinho and Van Gaal. Under Van Gaal, we let Chicharito, Robin van Persie, Nani, Welbeck, De Silva. Who else? I think those 5 are the 5 that we remember.
Johnny Evans went as well.
Johnny Evans, so 6, 7, right? After Jose, we couldn't move players out. Glazeronomics, every player is an asset on a spreadsheet because they've tied the football club into a banking system. So every footballer is seen as an asset on a spreadsheet. So that's why it's easier to retain an asset than to go on, break that contract, and then to bring a new asset. In terms, that's how they use players. That's what the language they use to describe players. So at the end of the day, the game on Monday, and I'll stay with you, Mundo, and then I'll go around the game. Some people are saying the game, Man United fans have got to somehow stop that game. Some are saying because I don't want to get smashed. I mean, we're in a competition, people. We need to start. Some are saying send a message to the Glazers. There is a movement. It's a hashtag that started emtyoldtrafford. I think the Sky has already come out. Sky are worried because Sky put the TV games on. So they're worried. There is Sky Carvey, Melissa Reddy, Gary Neville is there all the time with his coming out telling the truth about the Glazers. They're bringing journalists on now who are critical of the Glazers. Never before. I've not seen that before on Sky ever. So, of course, they got a brand to protect. Premier League, most watched league in the world. Do imagine having even half of the Stretford end emptying. Do you think that would cause ruckus around the world in terms of global football media? Like just to see visibly the Stretford end, half of it being empty.
The one thing I will say is that I support any initiative to disrupt the Glazer family and their ownership of the club. But the thing I'm concerned about is I think that if you do these kind of things in isolation, in their mind, they dig their heels in, right? Because they're in the States, so they're not actually physically feeling anything, right? And it's guys like Murta and all the rest of it who are getting thrown under the bus. They're having to deal with all the heat, right? Mm-hmm. So in their mind, they might think, oh, one game gets disrupted, like the Liverpool game last year. They came up with all of these promises, didn't they, off the back of that? And they've just as they've lied to all the managers and everybody else, they lied to us about moving things forward. Or we're going to change the structure. We're going to have this fan ability to buy shares in the club. We're going to have regular meetings. We're going to be in more contact with you. We're going to develop the ground. We're going to develop the, we've got these guys who have redeveloped Tottenham Football Club, their stadium. We're going to get them to look and come up with ideas. Everything's gone quiet on that now. It's all lip service. Just like Ed Woodward said 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, when we appointed Ollie, 3 years ago, I'm going to get us a director of football. Never materialized. I don't trust the word that comes out of their mouths, right? So anyway, story short, what I'm saying is yes, I support the movement, but I think that it needs to be more than just one occasion. It needs to be consistent. And when I say consistent, this could take years, yeah, because for them, the way they see it, even bad publicity is good publicity for them, because all that they're interested in is the Man United name trending. So even if you're saying bad things about Man United, it still means we're number one on Twitter or whatever. Do you understand? So they're still getting exposure. So it needs to be whatever happens at the stadium needs to happen, and that needs to happen consistently. But there also needs to be another plan about reducing the exposure that they're getting on social media and all those other channels, because that's where it will hurt them in the pocket. But everyone has to come together. It can't just be, this channel or other channels doing things independently. It's got to be, and also it can't just be UK-based fans. It's got to be a worldwide movement. It's the only way, because you need to hit them in the pocket in the Asian market. You hit them in the pocket in the US market. You hit them in the pocket in the European market. Everywhere.
I mean, what people are asking really is really difficult, isn't it? Like, it's telling fans to go into the stadium then walk out, out in protest, walk out. When I was there on last Saturday, the banners, so Aaron Glazer was attending and the banner was up, and basically the stewards took down 2 banners with the police, like literally, and I've never seen it happen before. People were willing to, people were allowed to bring their banners and do whatever they want. But I go to you, Olabumbaye. Empty Old Trafford is the hashtag. Some people are getting behind it. Obviously, 1958 are already protesting. They protest again every home game. They're continuing different types of protests and civil disobedience. Is it time now for Fergie and Man United legends to come out and be with the fans and say it's time's enough for the Glazer family? I mean, how much money does Fergie need? He's a paid director on the board, but how much money does he need? Is it time for him to come out and actually say it's time now? Because this is not just that he's damaging his legacy. It was funny for a couple of years, and people say that for the first 5-6 years we were doing bad, Fergie could say, look, see how good I was, because it makes him look good at the genius that he was. So now it's not funny anymore. It's gone into a decade now. Is it time for him to come out and say, and I genuinely do think, I think it will encourage anybody who wants to take Man United over if Fergie was to come out.
Let me just give a shout out to my 3 amigos. One of them is actually watching. Shout out to Abdul. Ozzy is actually watching, Dino, and
Big
Rash.
up Ozzy. Yeah, but big up Rash.
Big up everything. Yeah, don't do anything drastic after that result, boys. Stay calm.
Guys,
bro,
400 of you watching here. Please subscribe to the channel, like, share, and become part of the community. Big up everybody watching, by the way, and all the people who are commenting.
I think what Mundo's saying is encapsulated in the name of our club, United. The dressing room is not united. The fans are not united. It's all fragmented, because the biggest frustration that I have had and still have is a lack of closure. And all roads, as Chris has said to me before when we've talked off camera, do lead back to the Glazers. All roads do. I mean, there are people who
your voice has changed. Come close to the mic. Come close to the mic, Ali Bumbaye.
Can you hear me now?
It's a lot better.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened there. I think my phone don't even want to hear about United no more. Yeah, I think, bro, people have come out in, directly and indirectly, but it's difficult and it could take a long time. But if, ultimately we pay the money to watch the team here locally and internationally and stuff, and it's a big ask that really. But if it could happen, I'm sure it would have an effect. But it's very difficult. They own this club; it's theirs. It's their asset. It's not, it's not. It's a private thing. It's their family. They own it. They paid for it. So, and it's a business that is self-sustaining, irrespective of what's happened on the pitch for the last 9 years, and it throws that family, 80 to 100 million pounds sterling per annum. It's very difficult to see somebody forfeit that unless an unbelievable offer comes in, and it has to be an unbelievable offer. This valuation of 2.5 billion is pretty paltry for this brand and what this brand is achieving in terms of revenue. So I don't see that. But what I can focus on and what is within our power is the managers and the players have to take the bullets when they should and when they shouldn't. And the Glazers are out the picture. They're doing what they're doing. So I don't believe that they're going to undermine a manager. They're going to say to him, look, you do whatever you want to do. Yeah, they're not backing him. We can't attract players, stuff like that. So Erik Tenhag, I think, has got free reign. And if he hasn't got free reign, and if he's going to keep getting asked very awkward questions that he's struggling to answer, actually, a few of these, if you watch the post-match press conferences, when he's asked since April what's been going on, then it's up to him. It's up to him. He can, grab this thing, arrest this situation. And like Chris said, this is my regime. This is how it's going to be. And he can take risks. We can't get any worse, any more shocking, any more. Well, we can, but it's a long process.
Listen,
let him start to do what he wants to do, man. You know what? He's got my backing for at least 3 months, and even longer. I'm not here to get on his back or anything like that, but I do have some expectations of him. But they are basic expectations.
He's not a miracle worker, though, is he? He's not a miracle worker.
No, he's not a miracle worker, but
he's not Harry Potter.
I'm of the opinion. I'm not asking him for miracles, though. I believe personally, I don't speak for the fan base. I believe these players have shown me why they were Man United. That there is quality in that team. But we've said many times, we've sat on these shows before, and you guys have talked about this manager. He's not coaching the players. They've not moved on the players. There's no system. There's no patterns of play.
Listen,
there's no belief. Well, this manager has come in.
Listen, you're crackling. You're really crackling really bad. Do you want to go in and out and come back? Just go in, go out.
All right, let's try that. 1 second.
CM, I'll come to you quickly. Is it time for Fergie to come out and be on the side of the fan base to save the football club? Because at the moment we're going through the motions. There has to be drastic change in the dressing room. There has to be drastic change in the wider coaching staff. There has to be drastic in the ownership, in the bankers running. It can't go on. It can't be allowed to go on for decades. It can't. Something has to give.
Honestly, I feel like there needs to be fallout from inside the club for something to really go down. And it doesn't need, it can't be just one person. It needs to be a whole group, a collective amount of people that are falling out and are almost going against the Glazers and speaking out about how the club has been operated, how it is to work within the club. Because I think if those things start to happen, that's when the reputation takes a massive hit. That's when certain brands are starting to almost fall back and think, hold on a second, do we want to work with that club? Because the way they're run, the way they're organized is not a business that we would want to work with. Let's be real. But there needs to be togetherness. And we speak about togetherness within the fan base and all of these protests. The problem with a lot of these protests is it will happen, and a lot of the fan base, there'll be sections that are saying, "What's the point of doing that?" And all of this stuff there, and then there are sections of the fan base who are almost combating back to them and saying, "We're doing it because of this." But when you sit back and think about it honestly, everybody wants the same outcome. Everybody wants wins. Everybody wants trophies. Everybody wants Manchester United to be back up there, to be competing with your Liverpools, with your Man Cities, with the best in Europe, for the Champions League, for Premier League trophies. So if everybody wants the same thing, why are we going head to head like it's a boxing match?
Yeah, it is. Listen, I think you said it. I think somebody's saying here, James Swimbank saying, this Tenhag needs to walk talk. It's not helpful. We need him to help us rebuild. It's going to be slow, painful process. But they're not giving him. We know that already. So before that, by the way, Ali Bumbaye, your camera's on. So just letting you know, I know it's that, but your camera's on. There you go. The big up. I'll say this now.
You want to scare people, man.
No. Yeah, you're better. You sound a lot better now. Sound a lot better. I say this to you, Mundo.
You want to hear the song?
Like, he's not the guy for me. Like, he can't work miracle. He's not Harry Potter. He hasn't brought a magical wand with him. He's not. He hasn't got that magic wand, Harry Potter. This is not Harry Potter land. This ain't FIFA. This ain't Championship Manager. You can't, like, sometimes when you're going to beat a team or a team's side, you can skip that game, can't you? But you can't do it. So I'll go to the question again about Fergie. Is it time for Fergie to come out, really? And is it time for people like Beckham, who know billionaires, to come in and come with a part of consultants? What is it? What's the word?
Consortium.
Yeah, consortium, yeah.
I think that the problem we have is there are too many ex-Manchester United players on the payroll.
They're clever, aren't they? They're clever, aren't they, Mundo? They're clever.
They're all on the payroll. Fergie's on the payroll. He's never going to give up that gig for nothing, is he? He's not going to
He's
say.
a multi-millionaire.
I know that, but it's the thing is as well is that they've given him the illusion of power as well, because they brought him and David Gill back into the, they've set up this apparent think tank to support Richard Arnold that involves David Gill and Alex Ferguson. I mean, Ferguson, he's paid his dues. The man's in his 80s. Like, leave him alone now. It's like, why are you bringing the 80-year-old back into the fold? That's part of the problem as well. That shadow is cast over the club. For me, I think we're too much of an old boys members club. We just need the best in class. They don't have to have played for Man United. For example, I'm saying this now, ironically, I'm saying Edward van der Sar, who did play for Man United, right? Why is he not coming the door to support a guy like Tenhag? Why are we not?
They're not going to do it. They're not going to
do
do
it. And that's the problem.
They never want an outsider, Mundo. They never want an outsider. Look what Ranieri did to them. Expose what they are. Listen, by the way, there's something going on. There's a bit of kick-off between Alien Tenno and Strengthening Integrity. Alien Tenno is an absolute legend. Strengthening Integrity, please, all due respect, don't be throwing shots at anybody in a chat. I know we're all frustrated. If you're a United fan, you're a United fan, and you understand the pain everybody's going through. So throwing shots and try and make somebody a fool, all that, we're not here for that, bro. We're not.
Man, the dressing room is not united. The fan base, just don't disunite this chat as well, man. Chill it out.
Listen,
we've all got different opinions about what's going on.
Yeah,
none of us are employed by Man United. None of us work behind the scenes. We don't have a bloody clue what's going on for real. But we're just trying to put the pieces together. Everyone's got an opinion about what we should do moving forward. The one thing that all the fans agree on is that the Glazers. Yeah.
100%,
so we should be arguing with one another in chats and whatever. We should be all thinking about how do we get these parasites out of our club? What can we do as fans? We have limited power, but we should still exercise that power to try and get these guys out. And we need to hit them where it hurts the most, and that's in the pocket. And by whatever, if it's direct action, if it's missing games and walking out, attacking them on social media, whatever it takes, and it's going to be a long journey, because these guys,
It's a long war, mate. It's a long war.
Yeah.
Listen, there's over 400 of you watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Like, share, become part of the community. And here, we're all united, man. We're setting an example. And like all YouTubers, all content creators, all big channels on social media have to become united. And then also the different fan groups have to become united, because it's gonna be. But I'm really disappointed. Like people who've got fame, people who've got enough money and enough public limelight, like the Becks and that, to come out and say, you know what, they know billionaires, man. Fergie knows billionaires. Come on, they know billionaires. Like somebody to come to put a team together to buy Man United out, and just you don't have to put your own money into Man United. Whatever money Man United make, like Martin Edwards used to do, let it go back into the team. Let it go back into the team and the club. At the end of the day, we're going to need a new stadium soon. We're going to need new training facilities. I would like to see near Old Trafford a women's stadium and a youth stadium to be built there next to the stadium, and so that we can all go and watch. It's easier for everybody to go and watch the games then. But guys, we can be here all day and night talking about it.
I've got 2 tunes for you. Choose. I've got Gabrielle Dreams or MC Hammer Pray. Which one do you want?
Give me some dreams, man, because you know what? I've run out of prayers. Give me some dreams.
Do you know what I say?
Yeah.
I say we pray. Yeah, pray. That's what I say, bro.
You know
pray
what?
for Sunday. That's what you want to do, man. It's
no, Monday's actually Monday. Listen.
Oh, is it Monday?
Monday. Listen.
My God.
Back
to work and getting a hammer in.
Listen, we were Hope and Pray FC. We still will always be till the Glazers are there. We've got actually people in our football club who play against us every week. Like every season, they play against us.
The best name was Freestyle FC. I heard that from Mundo first.
You know what?
When I'm watching United, I'm thinking of different tracks that I'll be fitting what's happening in these games. I swear, there's so many tracks, man. I could make a long playlist.
You know what? A lot of it is tragic R&B and soul. You know that tragic, painful track.
Blues, you know what I mean? Life's over. It's not going to get any better. That's it. Deep South blues or...
This is it.
All I'm hearing is Tony Braxton in my mind.
Go on.
Oh, God, you've killed it. You've killed it, Chris.
What's the song?
Tony Braxton. Breathe Again. Is that what it's called? Breathe Again?
Breathe Again. Oh. Yeah. We can't breathe, man. We can't breathe. Listen, genuinely, it's been a brilliant show. Big up Tom. Obviously, his battery probably died in sunny Spain, and he's had to go to bed because he's up early doing journalism. Scholes is not back yet, DJ Snowy. Hopefully, well, one of these days, hopefully he will be found and hopefully he will return. I personally think somebody's picked him up. Somebody's robbed him. He's too cute. I think, nobody to have seen him is a bit of a shock for me. And I hope that whoever's robbed him is keeping him safe and is feeding him. But big up everybody. First, say Tom Journalist 1. Everybody, please go and check him out. The problem these billionaires want to keep their wealth, which I can be bad, because giving billions to the Glazers is like giving nuclear codes to the psychopath. Yo. But you know what? So that Jimmy Radcliffe, born in Saddleworth, United supporter as a child, went to work in London, watched Chelsea. He was going to buy Chelsea for over nearly 3 billion. So put the offer in at least. And see what they say. But
look how frustrated we are with the Glazers. Imagine trying to buy something from the Glazers. How frustrating that would be. Because you know they're going to come up with some ridiculous valuation. They're going to try and shaft whoever's trying to buy it. Yeah. So what we want is, we need someone who's got endless amounts of money, who just wants to buy Man United.
Well, apparently Jimmy Radcliffe is worth 17 billion. He's a United fan. But anyway, to make you all laugh, people, big up Khalees from Midin Lassie. FC Barcelona's option for the right back in order of priority. Frimpong. Basaka. Is that Juan Basaka? Or Basaka, another Basaka name with a call, Basaka?
Nah, I'm not buying that, mate.
No. It's got to be another Basaka. The lot for
There's only one Bissaka, bro.
Munier. Okay. How do you say that name? Foyth.
What?
Foy.
Yeah.
Foy for Munier.
Okay. Foy and Munier. Okay. So that's it. That's what it is. I don't think it's Juan Bissaka. I think it's another Bissaka somewhere. Because in Barcelona, they've not watched. they've not watched that guy. They've not watched.
Yo, man.
I just
Who's in charge over there, man? Allardyce.
Listen, if it was Juan Bissaka, I genuinely do think his agent rang the person who put the list together and paid him to put Juan Bissaka in there.
No.
But it is what it is, people. Listen, CM in all across all social medias. He does gaming. He does the Twins, which is brilliant. One of my favorite shows on YouTube. Mighty Mundo is on Twitter, but hardly ever tweets. And you
Catch me on here.
You can catch him on here. And Ali Bumbaye is here. He's always been like patient, give patience to all managers. Yeah, Jose, Bangal, Oli. You got to be patient, give them a couple of years. Well, Ali Bumbaye has come out and said, Eric Tenhag's got 3 months.
3 months.
That's the headline.
No, it's going to take, what I'm saying is, I can't get on the man's back as bad as this is. 3 months, man. Maybe a style of play. He brings them back. But I'm not going to have to say much. If this continues, then, and it's out of his hands and he can't deal with it, then I hope he rolls and, let the Glazers deal with it. But if he goes, who's the next one?
Oh, your boy. Who was on the list? What's his name?
Who was on the list? Who've you got?
Pochettino.
Oh.
Right.
Give it a miss. Yeah, exactly. Mark, look how Barcelona spent 1 year in Europa, to fix their squad. It doesn't have to take years. That's the board's tactic to keep us silent and to keep the money coming in. That is 100%. Regardless, say whatever you want about Barcelona, they're mortgaging their future away. But one thing they're doing is trying to win on a football pitch. And that is something you respect. They try to win on the football pitch. But anyway, big up everybody. Thank you for watching. Me and Saeed will be back tomorrow, Straight Jacket Podcast at 5:30. And at 6:30, we'll be on United Real Therapy as the podcast that me and Saeed do together. So you're welcome to join us then. We just say, hey, it's not even funny anymore. We can't even laugh at it anymore. It's not even funny anymore. It's like a sad ending. It's like a slow death, innit? It's like this slow, like the life being sucked out of a great football club. And that's what they've done for a decade. So Beckham, Fergie, Cantona, I don't care who you are. You call yourself a Man United legend. All of you, stop taking their money. You've got enough money. Stop taking their money. You've got enough
Don't
money.
say Eric Cantona, man. Come
Out against these people. Be visible. Be visible and come out against these people. They're vultures. And they're destroying the history of your legacy. Your legacy, they're destroying that. Before they destroy this football club, come out against them. And the fans, we have to unite. YouTubers have to unite. Social media guys have to unite. Content creators have to unite. And
players in the dressing room have to unite.
No. That's done. They're not uniting. If you look at our record in the last 6 months, 7 months, the football has been horrendous. And we're not improving anyway. They're not uniting, trust me. But I genuinely do think that the fan groups have to come together and we have to show one voice. Whether inside the stadium, outside, we have to do, to me, walkouts is going to hurt them because that's going to damage the brand of Sky, and Sky are going to come out against them even more. That's
do you know what? What if everybody just, like the fan, just took eggs and just started launching eggs at our players? honestly, just launch eggs at the players.
Egg them. That's a Rushom trick, by the way. Those of you know, innit? We grew up together. Eggs was always the answer. Eggs was the answer.
If we roll like that, then I'll come to the stadium with you. Get me a ticket.
Yeah, man. This is it. I noticed nobody suggested things can only get better. No, they can't get any better. I'm sorry. The thing we always just singing it. Things can no, they're not. At this moment in time, we've rinsed that tune. We've rinsed that tune too much, Super Nick. Big up, Super Nick. Listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. We have to take this medicine, this Glazers medicine. Glazers are giving it to us in doses, people. We got to just take it, but we got to fight back. We've got to fight back. But win, lose, or draw, Glazers out, bankers out, fans unite. Says what he says on the tin. Unite against these Glazers. I can't hope and pray anymore. Dreams. Give me Gabriel. Dreams. Dreams. Dreams, man.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Yeah, exactly. Big up everybody. Please smash a like on the video on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Become part of the community. Here we'll just try to speak the truth about this football club. No sugarcoating. We all have different takes, different opinions. What solutions? I think this show more than others has been more solution orientated. But big up everybody. It's always organic.
Before we go, I've got to ask you a question. Have the Glazers sent you the ransom note yet? Because I think they're holding Scholesy ransom because of this channel.
Oh dear.
No, don't say that. Don't say that to me because I might get paranoid and do something mad, stupid in our football.
Bro, no, Chris is right. Scholes is starting in midfield on Monday night.
I'm telling you, he'll give it a more fight than any of these Muppets. I'm telling you. I am telling you. But you know what? Big up Scholesy. He's out there somewhere. I hope whoever's took him is looking after him. But peace, love, light, people. Tomorrow, Straight Jacket half past on ETV. Straight after United Real Therapy at 6:30. Join the podcast, people. Big questions for United. We are not a football club. We are run like a bank. And at the moment, we're shopping at Poundland. That's what we are. We're shopping at Poundland. And players are denying us right, left, and centre. But it is
shopping at Poundland and still asking for a discount. That's how bad we are.
No, Chris, we're shopping at Poundland. We're shopping at Poundland, and we are adamant we're going to pay £2 for everything there.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Big up, CM. Big up, Mundo. Well, Ali Bumbaye. Take care, people. Therapy, I mean, you're always amazing. Without you, there's no channel, isn't there? I love the chat that's going on. Integrity and Alien Tedo makeup. Integrity, if you're a United fan. Love and light, everybody. We gotta be nicer to each other. Anyway, we have to show United. Big up. Last comment here, Basaka. We need we need more pace. Look at Real Madrid. Let's not sugarcoat that we need a Brazilian and Africans. Wow, we got a Brazilian. Listen, we got a Brazilian, but he's mixed heritage. He's born in Stoke, played in Brazil a little bit, and came back. And on 1 week, he plays like he's from Stoke. More recently, he plays like he's from Stoke and he's from Brazil. His name is Fred. They even named him like a guy from Stoke.
What is Fred been doing, man? Do you see him? He collapsed on trying to run back. Did anyone see that?
He does that all the time. He's always eating grass. He's always eating grass, that guy. Anyway, I love like always. Take care, people.
Take care.
Say that again. Does he wear glasses? Did he say?
Yeah, I think he has contact lenses and maybe one falls out during the game because he always passes out of the pitch rather than to
Oh dear. Oh dear, man.
Okay.
Oh,
right.
man.
Take care, people. Peace, love, light. Take care. Good night. See you
Good
tomorrow.
night.
Peace. Peace. Big up Joey. Big up all the regulars. Love conquers all. There we go. We go out on that one. Big up Super Nick. Love conquers all. Love conquers all, man. Man United need all the love they can get right now, people. Man United need and some. But take care, people. Peace. Good night.